Colin Brennan here from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for sure, and it's reaction time. Checking out a new track from byvirtuefall, who of course we got to know via Bloodstock Festival 2024 this year. They played there. In fact, they've had a pretty good year overall. Spent the earlier part of the year competing in the Bloodstock East Anglia Metal to the Masses competition, winning it, and then going on to play Bloodstock on the new Blood stage. Like many bands, they went there, they kicked some ass, they come back, and they said, even in an interview that we conducted with them on site, hey, yeah, no, definitely things will keep going. And we go, sweet, can't wait to see. But we won't lie, we've been doing this a while, bloody long time, and we've heard a lot of bands doing that. Shit, some bands have literally broken up like 3 or 4 weeks after the festival, you know? So we kind of take the whole, oh, what comes next with a pinch of salt. But every so often you do come across a band who seem a little more determined than others. There have been a few from this year who seem quite like up for building and bouncing and using the momentum behind them. byvirtuefall is one of them. And this is a good example, as they have a brand new single out now called Death's Hand, which came out on Halloween, including it was part of a live show as well, and it comes with a new video that is from Bloodstock, a shot at Bloodstock music video. So new song, but old footage, which should be quite fun to watch to get those memories flowing. I didn't actually see them at Bloodstock. I think we were interviewing, or at least I was definitely doing something else at the time. I can't remember, but I've seen a few videos since, and a lot of people positively spoke about the show.
Yeah, I don't remember, to be honest. I don't think I did either. The chances are if we were interviewing, then I was probably there as well. But I do remember interviewing them.
Yes, they were a very good interview. They were really,
Yeah.
really nice. There was a hilarious point where I think later in the evening, where I was obviously half cut, being the Bloodstock, and I was in a queue at the Lemmy's tent for a drink, and the vocalist of byvirtuefall was a few stops sort of ahead of me in the queue to the left, and he turned around and he waved at me like, "Oh, cool, nice to see you again," that kind of thing. A drunken state, did not know who was waving at me, looked behind me and was like, who the fuck is this guy waving at? Then it all fell into place, and we had a laugh over it. But yeah, it's one of those, I'm now drunk, and I've spoken to so many people across this festival. And let's be honest, after a while, we all do start to blend, like we always joked in the past about like, when it came to meeting people at, say, the media tent, just look out for two bald, bearded dudes. That narrows it. They're wearing black. That narrows it down at a place like Bloodstock. We all do start to blend into one another.
Absolutely.
Well, fingers crossed this song won't be doing that and it will stand out. So let's do this. Let's look at Death's Hand by the metalcore band byvirtuefall. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, let's start. Nice.
See Fred Durst on guitar.
Nice crowd. Look at the big one. You know, there is
Oh,
something
that's a
quite
relief.
relief it's
I was
over, you
worried it was
mean?
gonna. I was worried it was gonna pan across, and then it would just be me and you standing there, and we'd be like, "Oh shit, we were there."
At least we'd been there. Yeah, that would have been funny as fuck. But it's so cool. I not that I'm criticizing any level of experimentation and things like that in the metalcore world. I think it's necessary at times, considering how saturated that genre is. But I will admit to just sometimes being really happy to hear what is just a bit of an old school traditional metalcore song. And what I mean by that as well, in particular, the chorus, use that as an example. How many metalcore songs have the vocalist going clean in the chorus? Like that's where you start singing clean. Here we didn't get that. It was a bit old school where you kind of have the same gruff and harsh vocals, but the melody of the guitar is providing that sort of fresher vibe and giving you that infectiousness that you get from a chorus. It's really, really pleasing to kind of hear that as well. And that there isn't anything particularly like been singing in this. It's just, and I'm waiting almost for the part where it goes right now. Here comes the decks, or here comes like a little bit of effects, or like a little bit of dub and stuff like that. And it's like because that's what we kind of get. So it is really cool to kind of hear this old school groovier, like focused metalcore. If I don't want to say this like a negative thing, but if you told me this song came out like a decade ago, I wouldn't be like oh, surprised by that. I'd be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like like it fit. Wonder who it was by and so on. But it is a very infectious track overall. Like not just the chorus, but it's got this great little pattern of drumming and guitars all the way up to it. The vocals snarling across the entire track and sounding really powerful, but imposing without it sounding dominating anything else as well. The mix, like the actual like creation of this track, like what's been done in the studio is really, really strong, I think, actually. A really good example of that. And it's interesting because obviously you're watching this sort of live video as well, but you're getting such a clean and really well put together track. Um, yeah, I love that. I just love that. It's for me, it's felt really refreshing to kind of have that sound and still be impressed by how catchy it is and think, okay, that's still got catchiness that could appeal to a lot of different people. Your video's cool. It's
Yeah,
Bloodstock. It's New Blood Stage. They got a decent crowd in. Freaking pink dinosaur standing in the middle of the pit throughout all of it. But that's an overriding memory of Bloodstock this year with the damn dinosaurs. Yeah, it's just a cool video. Yeah, I liked it. I really did.
yeah. I think it's an interesting point that you kind of make, and essentially, I guess if every single band out there is trying to break the mold and transcend genres, you can stand out from the crowd by not,
Mhm.
you know,
These days you
but like
can
it's
more and more.
yeah, just by being good at what you do and playing your genre and doing it well, you know, and saying
Oh
actually
yeah.
we're not we're going to stay relatively within the confines of this box and just be very good at it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was it's a really good song. I really enjoy the song. I like it a lot. I like the kind of sort of consistent tempo it keeps up all the way throughout. Um, so yeah, it's very listenable. I suppose yeah, because that's the whole thing we're saying about the genre, really. Because I guess when you say metalcore to me at the beginning, then I'm expecting certain things from it, and then when it didn't do that, I
Yes.
was like, oh, this is good. So I was enjoying the fact that there was, yeah, like you said, there wasn't a clean chorus. There wasn't, yeah, a thing that happened that just made was like, just wanted to make sure everyone understood, but definitely metalcore. It was almost more like a just a metal track. You know,
Well, I don't know if this is pushing it a bit, and it's not saying that outright, but because of that chorus, like, and the way the guitar melody is, it's almost Melodeath-like in that chorus with the harsher
Yeah, it's
vocals and
got
that clean guitar.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's got components of it there for sure. Probably more Melodeath. Yeah, probably more so than metalcore anyway.
Mm,
You know, weirdly, I think because its production is like quite clean, you know, because it's quite a heavy song, but the
yeah.
guitars are very, very clear and everything's very, very clean. It's almost got like that more kind of, you know, sort of like musically the Parkway Drive sort of sound, you know, where the music's heavy, but it's the production is crystal clear, and it's like when
Mm,
that lead guitar comes in, you can really hear it, you know. So, which again is like high praise. Like I'm saying that in a positive way, you know, big fan of Parkway Drive, you know, I'm not saying that everything about them sounded like that, but it just meant the production wise, it was just like, yeah, it's heavy but easy to listen to. You know,
yeah.
every instrument stands out, the vocals stand out, but it all still combines the right levels. Like, you know, it's a very well put together song. It's very professional. It sounds like a
Yeah.
band that have been doing it for a long, long time, and you know, they're just yeah, like it sounds like a band, a seasoned professional. Like, you know what I mean, which is cool. I thought the footage was cool as fuck, man. Like whoever, I don't know if that's Bloodstock's official footage or they got it themselves or whatever. The footage I've never seen like footage from Bloodstock quite as clear as that, with so many angles from the stage and everything like that.
Filmed and edited by Ricardo Sensi Media. So that is not
Uh,
Bloodstock, it's someone they must
we'll,
have hired
we'll
or did it for them.
go them because he killed it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of the amount of angles that was coming from there, from different, from far, from like, you know, up close. I did find like there's one thing and it doesn't matter, but it's just because I'm pedantic and picky.
Go
There were
on.
two things that I was thinking in the video. So, and it often happens, I think, when you're doing this because you're overlaying a song over video. So
I know
you
what you're
can
about to
obviously,
say.
it's like badly dubbed movies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
vocals are not coming out in time with the mouth. Well, I'm not like, don't worry about that. I'm just like, because you know, it's just I kept like noticing that. So you know, it's one of those things. Once you see it once, you can't help your eyes being drawn back to it.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
other
it's
thing,
well, I
but
knew you
then
were going to say that because right at the end, I noticed it quite obviously. And I was like, well, of
yeah,
course. Like, duh. Like, why make
yeah,
a
yeah.
thing? But you're right. Once you notice it, you can't help it.
Nah, but then you maybe just don't like do so many sort of straight up video shots just of the singers vocals
True.
during a vocal passage. Do you know what I mean? But
True.
anyway, like I just was trying to diss it because it's really really cool, and it's
Yeah.
cool to see like the crowd, like you said, with a big crowd there, lots of movement, lots of people seeing him banging into it. So that's really cool as well. And then like the only other thing I always think this, but this isn't like a criticism. I just find it humorous. But like obviously
Hmm.
in lots of these sorts of videos, live videos, all that sort of stuff, they often have like slow motion parts, you know. So and there are certain things that I think just look absolutely amazing in slow motion. One of them is people headbanging,
Hmm.
you know, with the slow kind of hair. But the one thing that I always think looks terrible in slow motion, and you shouldn't do it, is when you show the drummer in slow motion because it makes them look like they do fuck all. Because it's just like, and you're like, dude, fucking do something. You know, do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I've just found, I literally just went scrubbing back through and I've just stopped on a part where, yes, it kind of slows down as the drummer and it just
and
looks
it's
like he's
like,
going.
it's almost like unfair on him, man, because it's like the dude, because but based on the tempo of that song, that dude's working hard, but because it's got a bit of
Yeah.
slow-mo on the drummer, it's just like, look how easy my life is, and it's like, anyway, that's more from a humor perspective rather than a criticism. But I mean, overall, look, it's exactly my sort of track. I think it's
Yeah.
fantastic, and I'll be adding it to my music as soon as I'm off this call.
There it is. Best Hand by Virtue 4. You know what to do. You got any thoughts on this one? I want to share with us. Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at GBHBL. Just search for GBHBL and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.